I need to set something straight before we dive into this video. I am not a keyboard enthusiast. Now, I have reviewed a few on the channel, but ultimately I just need a keyboard that does the job for me and offers an enjoyable typing experience. Okay, let's talk about a keyboard. This is the Cooler Master MK770. It's a 95% hot swappable keyboard that can be used with Bluetooth, 2.4 GHz, or wired. Just for a quick disclaimer, I did purchase this keyboard with my own money, and Cooler Master has no idea that I'm doing this review. Now, when you order this keyboard, you get two choices, which is you either have soft click whites or linear reds. I decided to go with the soft click whites, which I think was a very, very good choice. Let's run through what I do like about this keyboard, and then we'll get down to brass tacks. The most notable feature on this keyboard is the scroll wheel. You can program the up and down scroll to anything you want, as well as click in on it. Now, default, it actually comes as volume control and volume mute when you push in on it. I've left it exactly the same, but there is like pretty much endless amount of options you can use these macro functions for. Like I said earlier, I went with the soft click white switches on here, and now I will say they're very loud, but I do think they're very pleasing to type on. The feedback is fantastic, and honestly, I feel like I type even faster with these switches. Now, the only thing I will say though is for gaming, they're probably not the best. It makes a lot more sense to me now why people prefer linear switches for gaming, is because it can get a little fatiguing on your fingers. Now, the main reason why I wanted to pick this board up is for its dual Mac and Windows keys. Now, I've had a lot of boards in the past, like Keychron, that work on Mac and Windows, but they don't have the dual keys. So it's always a very welcome feature, so I don't have to try to remember and guess which keys are doing which when I'm switching back and forth between Windows and Mac. Also, I will give a huge shout out to Cooler Master for just making it super seamless on all their keyboards to be able to switch between Windows and Mac. You just push one button and that automatically changes the key layout. Alright, so I actually have to reshoot the second half of this video because of a fun discovery I made when I was shooting my B-roll. First, I do have two main gripes with this keyboard. Its lighting and its battery life. The lighting is so inconsistent across this keyboard. Now, color-wise, I would say it's fine unless if you just want pure white, but the shine through on all the keycaps is terrible. Especially for the larger keys like Enter and Shift, you can clearly see how patchy it is. And personally, I just think this is lazy manufacturing. This keyboard's been out for, I think, like since the middle of last year. Lots of reviews have already talked about this same topic, yet they still haven't fixed it. Now let's talk about my discovery with its battery. On the Cooler Master website, this thing is listed as having a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, but when I flipped it over to shoot the B-roll, it clearly states 900 milliamp hour, which actually explains a lot for its battery life. Just from one night of editing, lights set at 25%, this thing will drop about 30 to 40% of its battery. Which means if you want to use it wireless, you're gonna have to recharge it every few days. So at that point, what's the use? You just keep it wired. Now, normally on a keyboard like this, one that's definitely not designed for travel, I wouldn't say that battery life should be the deciding factor on whether or not you buy it. But seeing how Cooler Master has lied in the marketing about the size of the battery, and also just about the way the lighting looks, I would say this is a keyboard you could safely pass on. For its price of $110, there's just loads of better options out there. And one thing I will say is this is definitely a step in the wrong direction for Cooler Master. So final consensus, don't buy this keyboard. But if you want to support the channel, I'll have some keyboards linked down below that I do recommend. Anyways, thank you for watching.